Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, the show about modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I'm your player one, Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player two, Mike.
Oh, hello.
How's it going, buddy?
It is going well. How are you?
You know what? It is going fantastic on my end. It has been a great week for the most part. I'm really hoping not to work this weekend, which I don't think we will at this point.
I already have to.
Well, I'm sorry for you, but this weekend is my son's birthday.
Yes.
He's going to be a whopping 3 years old. He is starting to say things that he repeats our own mantra to him. Like we were wrestling around on the floor the other day, and I went to go get up, and so I was on my knees, and I said, give me a hug. And he yells no and runs into the other room. And so I noticed his sunglasses are on the floor, so I put his sunglasses on, stand up, go into the room. He goes, I don't give you a hug. You have my glasses. You give me my glasses. You don't have my glasses. I said, give me a hug. I don't give you a hug. You have my glasses. So I walked away, and we kind of played this back and forth game for a few minutes. And I walked into the living room. Finally, he let me pick him up, right?
Right.
So I pick him up. He rips his sunglasses off my face and goes, take my glasses. I went, never happen again. Can I have a hug? He goes, yes. And he gives me a hug. But I'm so excited in a way. But it's also like, man, the older he gets, the more he's going to act like a jerk. More than likely.
Right.
Trust me, there are some days where you want to rip your hair out, and in some cases on my head, you can definitely tell I have ripped some of it out. But no, it is great fun to be a dad. It's definitely the journey of a lifetime. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done, and the most frustrating and stressful things I've ever done. But this week on the show, we're going to be talking about some Xbox rumors. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo suing.
Rumors? I love rumors.
Yeah, right. We're going to be talking about Nintendo suing ROMS sites.
Nintendo is sue happy right now.
They are, and we're going to be talking about a little bit about Fallout 76 beta. It's coming soon, and then there's a few other things we're going to maybe hit on. First and foremost, we talk about pickups. Do you have a pickup?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Octo.
Well, I mean that was like last time too. It's like it was here last time, but you hadn't really played it.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
You had received Octopath Traveler for the last episode.
Right.
You had it, but you really hadn't had a chance to play it because when we recorded on Tuesday that week.
Yeah.
And you got it on Monday, and you had barely had a chance to crack it.
Right.
So now you've had a little bit of time.
Yeah, I was saying we already announced that I had that as a pickup.
Well, I asked you if you had any pickups, and you said yes. That's why I got confused.
Okay,
because I'm like,
I'm like looking around. I'm like, wait, I don't have anything sitting out to.
Well, I asked if you had a pickup. I was feeding you a line, and you were supposed to say no, I don't.
Okay, I didn't catch it.
Okay,
clearly.
Do you have a pickup?
No.
Okay, I do. I left it in the bag.
Why'd you leave it in the bag?
Because it's a surprise.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Baby just got put in a corner. I got Mega Man X collection.
Oh, that's today, isn't it?
It was yesterday. Yes.
Hell
Mega
yeah.
Man X collection 1 and 2.
$40.
40 smackaroons, 8 games. The first original trilogy on the SNES, the 2 on the PS2 or PS1. Maybe 3 of them are on the PS1.
3 on 1.
And then the last 2, 7 and 8, are on the PS2, which I technically own the collection of that for the PS2, but I definitely wanted it for the PS4.
Did you see the Day of E?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
animated
little
prequel film.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, Of course, I'm a big Mega Man fan and Mega Man X fan as well, as I have the Maverick Hunter remake on the PSP, and I've got the Mega Man collections kind of across the board. I don't own all of the games for the NES, and obviously I don't own X2 or X3. Those are just expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't own the other X games for PS1. I always struggle with those because it's like I want to pick them up because some of them are cheap enough to do so, but at the same time, I'm trying not to spend too much money. That is my first brand new gaming pickup in a long time.
You see that right here? It says right on the bottom underneath new features, it says includes a disc for each collection.
Yep.
Specifying that there is a disc for each.
So
You're going to crack the seal,
I'm
and
gonna crack the seal right here in the podcast.
over to your left is a knife next to the Dragon Balls.
I can't get up that far. Don't worry about it. I'm cool. I got fingernails. I need to trim my nails.
I'm not allowed to. I have to always trim my nails. I don't have a choice.
Yes. No, you do not, sir. That was an issue that we're not going to go into here on the show.
Yes, we don't do that. That's not for public knowledge.
No. There was an issue about that. Hey, I got it.
You got it?
Finally.
Woo.
Yep. You know, like how they have like the easy open stuff for CDs and DVDs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to have those for games. I mean, we're almost out of the era of physical copies for games.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about that cellophane anymore.
Look at that right there.
Two
So discs.
So that's what bothers me since we're on this subject already.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to get it for the Switch.
Right.
Because
and so did I.
It was the Nintendo started, to me, going back to the roots. I love my Switch, and it's a download for
part
X2.
2. Or for the Legacy Collection 2.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I wanted it for the Switch too because I'm like, that's a really cool way to get another game to kind of boost that collection up a little bit. It's Mega Man X. I love it. As you said, Nintendo, the only thing I was iffy about was like the D-pad stuff. I like the PS4 D-pad more than I like the Switches. I mean, if I use the Pro Controller.
I was going to say, the Pro Controller
D-pad's
fantastic.
Great. But I was more talking like handheld mode. I wasn't sure how much I was going to like using the buttons in that regard. But yes, that's one reason why I did get it on the PS4. Number one, I have the Mega Man Legacy Collection on the PS4, and now I'll have the X Collection on the same thing. Included here is a couple of pieces of paper. Enter sweepstakes to win an all-expense-paid trip to the Tokyo Game Show.
God, that'd be awesome.
Meet the Mega Man developers. Register to win at megaman.capcom.com/sweepstakes.
Except for the main guy, because he doesn't work there anymore.
Visit the website for additional details and sweepstakes rules. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes begins on June 26th of 18.
No purchase necessary, but to get that ticket, you had to get the game, which was purchased.
Yeah, but I mean, as I'm telling all of you listeners right now, you can actually go enter this right now because there's no purchase. Just go to, what did I say it was? Megaman.com or megaman.capcom.com/sweepstakes. And the contest will end on August 27th. So you guys only have like about a month now to enter that.
I need to enter that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we going to be able to go?
I'm just going to go.
You just going to go?
I'm just going to go.
Say screw it?
Yeah.
Also,
I'll tell him, hey, get me a couple of T-shirts and I'll fly around a banner for the Ascent. It'd be free publicity.
There you go.
Free publicity just to let me go and not, I don't even have to get paid for it. Just let me go. Like,
right.
I won this. This is a big deal. And it's Japan. And hey, if you want me to, I'll go to work in Subaru Village. I don't know the name of the actual city that the Subaru plant's at.
Yeah. You'll go over there and report to work over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
As long as I get to go meet
Go meet Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
You remember Mighty Mouse?
I do. I know a lot. Yoshi and all them.
Yoshi's back, right?
I haven't seen him yet.
I heard he was back, but I don't know.
He might be back.
Also included in here is an ad for Mega Man 11 coming out October 2nd of this year.
Yeah.
That is really fast. I am actually looking forward to that. I love the gameplay that I've seen of it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that this is the brand new Mega Man. We are in a new sort of renaissance for comeback for this. We're getting a new Mega Man anime starting soon on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And the rumors are running rampant that we may be getting Mega Man X9.
Yeah. It depends on how this. I believe it depends on how the Mega Man X collection does.
I'm hearing nothing but good things. I did read something that says that there is a bit of a latency issue when you're comparing the SNES Classic version of Mega Man X with this version of Mega Man X, where like they're looking at input lag or whatever.
Right.
And like I saw this YouTube video, and it was just like this dude put a camera with 2 TVs, and there was no talking, and I'm just like, okay, I'm buying it. Like it was, I'm like, yeah. I was like, oh, really? So is there something bad with it? Should I not get it? Should I wait? Should I just not worry about it? And I'm sitting there I'm in the store trying to make my decision before I go, because I went to Walmart to get a few things before I got here, and they didn't have any copies of this whatsoever. There wasn't even spots for them.
Oh no!
So I went over there to the Devil's Playground. Our good friends over at GameStop. Our good friends are our good friends that were in there last time that we were in there. They were in there.
They're always there.
And
you get your head talked off?
No, not really, because one of them was helping a set of customers, and this other one was helping this nice young lady with her 2 children. And then she was buying a game. She was wearing a Cuphead shirt, and
he didn't go in there and read your mind when you walked in the freaking door.
Well, no, because they said they didn't even say anything to me when I walked in, because they were both busy talking to their customers. And then I went over there to see if they had any cases out to signify that they had them,
Right.
And they didn't, so I went over there to wait. And then the one guy was helping a couple. They were selling an N64 to GameStop. So he asked me what I needed. I said the new Mega Man, and that lady with the 2 kids goes, wait, isn't that an old Nintendo game? She goes, they're still making that? And the guy goes, yeah, and he's kind of explaining it. And both me and him are actually upselling this to her to tell her that she needs to get it, because I guess she really likes the old style platforming and stuff like that.
There it is, right there.
And she liked Mega Man, or she goes, I remember playing it, but I never really like registered it, And it kind of sounded like she's getting back into gaming now that her kids are kind of gaming a little bit. And basically he got it out and was showing it to her. They have an Xbox One, and they were just. And she goes, yeah, I'm buying that next time. And I'm like, and I explained the game and everything, but I'm super excited to finally get it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it. I was able to swing it, man. I was able to get it because I really wanted it. And more than not, I wanted the 2-in-1 package, mainly to save shelf space, really. But,
well, yeah.
And then I also like the fact,
excuse me.
Hopefully the microphone didn't pick that up. But I don't know what I like about it. I was going somewhere with it. I like the fact that it's 1 case and not 2 cases. I don't know if this is a limited thing. Or
I want to try X mode.
X mode.
X mode is the 2-in-1 bosses.
The X challenge mode.
Challenge,
fight 2 bosses.
Yeah.
Online leaderboards. Mega Man X archives, such a the same thing as a Legacy Collection. Production art, promo videos. The Day of Sigma, is that what that little symbol is?
I don't know.
But then, of course, you have on the first Legacy Collection, you have 1 through 4, and then on the second one, you have 5 through 8.
Here's my question. If you do the X Challenge mode, do you get to pick your powers, or do you get a random set of powers and a random 2 bosses?
I assume you'll be able to pick your powers. Because when they did the challenge
thing... I bet they have different ones. I bet you can pick, and then I bet they have randomization.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to check it out. This has a minimum requirement storage of 21 gigabytes. I'm just so excited. We were talking yesterday, I think, about how far Capcom is just getting it back on track.
Cleaned up their act significantly. I mean, they have out their highest selling game of all time, which is still doing very well.
Monster Hunter World.
It is fun. I own it. I put 120 some hours in it, so it's worth the money for sure. But they're doing well. I mean, RE7 did well.
It
RE2
did very well for
remake is going to do
gangbusters.
It's going to blow stuff out of the water, because from what we've seen, yes, this is what I wanted to a T, literally point by point, exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, same.
and it's hard for me to not like pre-order the freaking
$200
collector's edition because I'm been to the collector's editions, but I just spent the $200 on 76, and I don't really like what they have. Like the statue's cool and all that stuff.
It's not even a statue; it's actually a figure. You can actually pose them.
Yeah, but I'm just not.
I like the item box that they give you.
I love the item box.
I like the fact that they actually established the lore of the building to be a converted museum. It makes sense for the architecture then, with how the building's laid out too.
But it's just not like the Fallout 76. I mean, you're getting a power armor helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's awesome, and it works.
Yeah.
I have a Pit Boy. At this point,
yeah, you might as well build the rest. Of the
I
suit.
might as well build the rest of the X-51 suit.
Oh, dude, how cool would that be to build that out of aluminum?
Well, there's people that's built it, and I can actually pull. I have one saved on my Etsy. It's like $2,000, but it looks good. Let's see if I can pull it up.
That's awesome. I mean, Fallout 76. The beta's in October.
Yes,
leading up to the month leading up to release.
I can't remember what the day is for Xbox.
Hold on, let me see it. Let me see if it says it. Starting in October, we'll be doing we'll be selecting people who have pre-ordered the game from a participating retailer to enter our beta. It doesn't have a date in this, so hopefully we'll get that here soon.
You're right.
But the game launches on November 14th, so there you go.
And they've kind of changed Pinterest a little bit. I'm not real happy about it.
I thought you said Etsy.
Oh, yep, you're right. I clicked on the wrong one. Where's my Etsy?
I don't know where your Etsy is.
There it is.
Your Etsy Betsy Spider.
Yeah, I clicked on it because I have the plasma rifle saved and all that jazz.
So one of these years, this Halloween's going to be epic, right? Like
one of these years, it's going to be one for the books.
You walking down the street with your power armor and gun and Pit Boy with dog meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Found it yet?
I did. So here it is. Jesus. So they've got the X01 and then we've got the T60. So the T60 is $1,448.75. But
I think I like the design of the T60 more than I do of the X01.
You don't like the X01?
I don't know. I'd have to see them side by side.
Well, here they are side by side. Well, one of them's the back.
The X01's is on the left.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the T60.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that one more. I don't know. I just kind of feel like the X01 is just, like it looks more like Erdnot Rex than it does.
Yeah, let me pull up that specific one from the same guy.
But is it made out of aluminum or is it made out of foam?
I'll have to look and see.
Because foam would be a lot lighter. I mean, aluminum's not heavy, but when you're wearing that much of it.
So there's different ones of the X01. There's the one. Let's see. No, it's the same one. He's got a brighter one. Okay. So it is handmade. Cool. Doesn't tell me.
I would hope it's handmade. If you have a machine that makes those, I would like to see it.
PVC plastic.
Oh, it's plastic. Man,
so the helmet, fusion core, and some of the details of the armor are made out of resin. All the rest is PET PVC plastics. It takes him about 2 to 3 months to build it. It takes 2 to 4 weeks to ship. It's pretty cool, though. Some of these guys on Etsy, man, they are unbelievable artists.
Oh, I know, man.
Hats off to you guys. It's just like my plasma rifle that I'm going to purchase that I have saved from this guy. And I'm going to buy, somebody made a real, what is it called? The bolt rifle.
Oh, really?
He made it out of real steel, like it's all real. And I thought that was awesome.
See, I've always wanted to get like Mass Effect armor made.
Well, we can do that. I mean,
because like some of these designs that I've seen made out of foam, like that.
that looks good.
I know.
Man, it looks good. Anymore, you could. I bet if you look online, they'd have a 3D printed one where you could 3D print the armor.
Yeah.
And then you just have to buy the undershirt and stuff.
Yeah. Do you like? I'd probably wear like some sort of like skin type, maybe like maybe
black or black blue.
Yeah, something like that. But then you'd also have to get like the helmet and get that made, or buy a helmet if they still sell them.
Right now, they have a 3D printer kit that you can get that will print a Pit Boy. It looks exactly like mine without paint, obviously, but it will print it.
Yeah.
And it is literally exactly like the one that I got in the pouch, other than it doesn't have like the nice foam on the inside. It's just,
Well, I mean, you would be able to do that yourself.
you can do that yourself, but still, that's awesome. And I believe that it is free for those that want it.
Cool.
But the 3D printer is $1,000.
Yeah, right?
Eh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, so up to our topics.
Yeah, so we already did one with the Fallout thing. There wasn't much to talk about, really. The fact that it's coming. They announced,
Right.
hey, it's in October. So let's go to Nintendo.
All right.
So we got 2 bits of Nintendo news. The first one's positive. Hori is making new GameCube controllers for the Switch.
Awesome.
These are third-party Hori controllers. Now, Hori is a controller hardware maker.
Yep.
Hori is a good company. They make some good stuff.
I can't remember if my controller is Hori. My Zelda plug one. Let's find out.
I don't really remember either. I don't know if that is. But Hori, they are responsible for one of the Power A. Hori is responsible for one of the best N64 controllers ever.
Agreed.
You've seen
Yes.
seen pictures of that?
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Where it has the GameCube stick and it's like really condensed and smaller, because that's like the one. And also, okay, let's see how much
It's the boomerang style. It's not the grappling hook style.
Well, I mean, and these are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Let's go to eBay. Hori, $85, $99. Yeah, they're expensive. So Hori's making some new GameCube style controllers. These are not perfect 1-to-1 Nintendo, because they can't do that.
Right.
But
Nintendo has gave them their blessing
to do a version. And basically, what this is going to do is that it's going to have your 4 shoulder buttons, just like your regular controllers now, because.
It has, because the GameCube only
had the one
3.
Z controller, but this one's going to have 2, so that way you can use this for other games.
3.
Huh.
It had L1, R1, Z, R.
Well, it had the 2 Z. It had L and R, and then 1 Z button. It was a purple Z button.
Yeah.
This one's going to have 2 shoulder buttons, Z1 and Z2, or whatever, ZL or Z, and then an L and R. And then it's going to have your stick, your C stick, and all that stuff. But also, it's also going to have a plus and minus sign, like your Switch. So it's going to have a home button, and it's going to have a sync button. I think that's what it is. And then a photo capture mode. They are going to be releasing 3 controllers: 1 Mario, 1 Zelda, and 1 Pikachu. So go ahead and scroll down to look at the other ones.
I say the Zelda one, it's pretty bland. It's not anything crazy. The Pikachu one is kind of cool. The Mario one is really cool.
Yeah. It's got that double color.
Yeah. But now if they did a Samus one like they did for the Wii U,
you'd be in trouble.
I'd be in trouble. I have done very well, and they have had them, and not purchasing one because I don't really need it for the Wii U.
You need to get friendly with the guys at GameStop. More friendly than what you are. I don't care where
pretty
you.
friendly with them, but
I know you. I don't care what you got to do. Buy them some flowers. You know, give them some back rubs.
for
Rub
the
their,
penny deals.
Yes, rub their feet because, they're going to be zeroing that stuff out, and for the Wii U soon probably. And if they have one of those, you might be able to get that for really, really cheap.
I've thought about, on a serious note, as much as I'm not fond of them, I have thought about working at GameStop part-time just to do penny deals. Because a lot of the times, like, when the new Metroid game comes out, they give up those posters for a penny.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have the poster.
And then also, like, they'll get in the strategy guides.
Yep.
And after they've been sitting in there for a long time, they'll penny them out.
Penny them out, man.
That's how I got my art book for Mass Effect. Nate got that when he worked at GameStop. Sarah got like she got like this portable screen for the 360.
Right.
You know, where you can make it, traveling.
Right.
And yeah, got that for a penny. It's like an $80 thing.
Yeah.
But the other bit of news for Nintendo
is their sue.
It's not very happy news. Nintendo's attitudes towards ROM releases, either original games files or fan-made edits, has often erred in the sight of. Wow, this is a word that I have never seen used. Like, basically, has often erred on the side of like litigation, but it's like litigiousness. Look at that word. I am no purveyor of the human language or English language by any means.
The human language?
Yeah. Or even any language.
Holy shit.
Yeah, say that one.
What?
Yeah. This article that I pulled up has made us sound completely stupid from the get-go.
LITIGIOUSNESS. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in my entire life.
I don't think I've ever heard that word said out loud.
No, I have not. I almost want to go on
Google
and have Google or Alexa say it for me.
That's what I'm doing. That is what I will do. I am going to do that. All right, we're going to go to Google. I'm going to type this in, and she's going to say it for me.
Yeah, because
litigiousness.
Wow.
Of relating to litigation. Litigious. Dude, in this article just made me sound dumb. So Nintendo's attitudes towards ROM releases, either original game files or fan-made edits, have often erred in the side of litigiousness.
Yeah.
But in most cases, the game producer has settled on a cease and desist orders or DMCA claims to protect its IP. This week saw the company grow bolder with its legal action as Nintendo of America filed a lawsuit on Thursday seeking millions of dollars in damages over classic game files being served via websites. The Arizona suit, as reported by Torrent Freak, alleges that brazen and mass-scale infringement of Nintendo's intellectual property rights by the sites loveroms.com it doesn't say .com. I just added that because in my head I was already looking at sites.
Yeah.
By the sites Love ROMs and Love Retro, these sites combine ROM downloads and in-browser emulators to deliver one-stop gaming access. And lawsuit includes screenshots and interface explanations to demonstrate exactly how the site's users can gain access to thousands of Nintendo's games, related copyright works, and images.
So, for those that are ROMers or plan on doing this, those are one of the most reputable sites.
I've actually never used them. But they actually, from what I understand, they are all the websites are still up, but they have been wiped as far as like all the information on them.
Oh, really? Already?
They're yeah. All the files are now off the site.
Wow.
Nintendo is seeking serious money as relief for alleged damages, with its highest number coming from $150,000 for the infringement of each Nintendo copyrighted work, up to $2 million for the infringement of each Nintendo trademark. Multiply that first figure by thousands of copyrighted works, and well, that's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, you're talking about $1 billion.
Yeah.
Plus.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. Additionally,
Well, think about it. How much for each Nintendo trademark game?
$150,000
for each Nintendo branded. You thought you said $2 million for each Nintendo one.
No, well, it's $150,000 for the infringement of each Nintendo copyrighted work, and up to $2 million for the infringement of each Nintendo trademark.
Wow, that's Jesus Christ. That's God damn.
Additionally, Nintendo has requested full disclosure of the operators. My phone turned off. Receipts and disbursements, profits and loss statements, advertising revenue, donations, and cryptocurrency revenue, and other financial materials, which relates to the suit's demand for a reward to Nintendo for whatever profit the sites have made.
Okay, so Nintendo, they love you. They've always loved you. But your fucking craze over your stuff is just too much. I mean, we can't freaking stream it.
All right. The lawsuit makes points of describing the named defendants the website hosts as not casual gamers, but sophisticated parties with extensive knowledge of Nintendo's intellectual property and the video game industry more generally. It is possible that the suit uses this language to explain why some ROMS sites operators may not draw the same legal fire. Additionally, alleged paths to revenue may not help matters for the named defendants, as Nintendo alleges that the operators enriched themselves through, among other things, donation requests at the sale of advertising space.
Golly.
After the suit was filed, Love ROMS was updated to remove all Nintendo-affiliated links, including ROMs and emulators, and the site announced on social media channels that all Nintendo titles have been removed from our site. LoveRetro.co now redirects to a single text-only page that reads Love Retro has effectively been shut down until further notice.
I mean, I get it, but here's what begs the question. And this to me is a move because something else is coming from Nintendo. You get what I'm saying?
We have a topic coming up later on about Xbox.
Right.
And this is going to sort of cross over a little bit. We have gone through years, through the NES, SNES, 64, blah, blah, blah. Game Boy, all that stuff. Anything that you can get a ROM for years. It's one of those things that, I can say, me personally, I own a lot of games. I own over 850 games.
Right.
I own a lot of shit. There's some stuff I don't own. There's some stuff I can't own because it's too expensive. I'm not going to go out and pay GameStop. I'm sorry, not GameStop, but Disc Replay or Mike or anybody $150 for Earthbound.
I was getting ready to say,
not going to do it. Or X3 or X2.
Yeah, no way. 150 for X2.
I paid Nintendo, hear this. This is Brando, Game Addicts Podcast, Player One guy. I paid a second party or third party seller $50 for Super Metroid.
Yes.
Okay? For Super Metroid. I paid that so I can have the physical copy of that game for my collection. Should I be able to, A, make a copy of that, to preserve that? Because that's where this legal jumble is. Because for me, if I were to make copies of my games, that's legal. If I were to distribute those to other people, that is not.
Right.
Now, the people put that stuff up and you download those, there's a loophole.
I'm going to mic it.
Go ahead, go. I will continue talking. You'll be able to hear me. Oh, yeah. There's a loophole there because if people download them. If I download my Super Metroid ROM, because I can't put it on my computer, I don't have the device to dump the ROM. If I download a copy of that to help keep my copy pristine and not have to worry about using that copy as much, that is technically legal. It's actually illegal because I don't know if the audience knows this, but it's actually illegal for you to download a copy of your CD or download a copy of your movie that you have owned, because technically it's a different license. I just bought Mega Man X Collections 1 and 2. Each disc that I bought here represents a license for me to play this game. I have purchased from Capcom and PlayStation, essentially, a license to play this. This does not give me the absolute right to be able to go on the download store and buy and get this for free, because they're technically two different copies. If I make a copy of that, I can make a backup of it, and I can use that backup. But see, the issue is, if somebody says, I'm taking him to court because he made a copy of his movie that he bought, and he's watching it on his phone when he shouldn't be able to because he didn't use the legitimate download copy that we gave him for iTunes to do that, or instead he went to another site, downloaded it from there, or ripped it from his DVD or Blu-ray. He ripped that and then put that on his phone. He can't do that because that's against the license. There is no judge in this country that's going to hear that case and look at me and go, Brando, you can't do that. I know you bought that movie, but you can only watch that movie in the privacy of your own home, just like it states. You're not allowed to show it to other people in big open areas. You're not allowed to do that. Because think about this, guys, in high school. In high school, we had movie day during senior week or whatever, where we all sat in the auditorium and we watched a copy of National Treasure in the auditorium. I remember that very vividly. So that was illegal of the school to do because they didn't have the license to be able to show that movie in a public forum. This whole ROMS and this whole intellectual property thing is this very similar ordeal. What I'm hoping is that these guys, the Love ROMS and Love Retro, whatever, that it is a case of them using, saying, or doing things with the Nintendo property that is inherently making them money, which is wrong to do because one things that have kept ROMs so free and able and open is that they're just openly there for free, and they always include a disclaimer: download at your own risk. Please buy your own game. Do the whole thing. And also, when you watch videos or listen to podcasts or do anything like that, not to tell people where to go to get certain ROMs. You can't do that. You can't disclose, oh, go to this website. I really like this website. They get really cool ROMs there. You can say, do a Google search and you'll find them. That's the most that you can do legally, because if I try to encourage you to go download ROMs, then that makes me liable. That it says, well, he's encouraging people to break the law, which I am not. I'm not telling you people where to go and where to go get stuff. I'm just pointing out that for years, Nintendo has kind of left this alone, and now they're doing something about it. And like Mike said, he thinks there's something coming. I personally think there might be something too, but think about what they've just released in the last 2 years, the NES Classic and SNES Classic. They're selling you a box with an emulator in it with games prepackaged on it. Those are ROMs. Those are ROMs on an emulator that has been more than likely enhanced or I'm trying to think of the right word, prioritized or made in such a way to play these Nintendo ROMs as accurate as possible to the original hardware. It's not like, because like when you go onto to get an emulator on your phone or on your PC or like on your Retro Pi or whatever, you're going to get an emulator and it's from a third party. that emulator is going to emulate what the Super Nintendo can do while not openly infringing on certain copyrights and holds that were on the certain technology of that device. And I assume that the emulators that Nintendo is using either to emulate all classic games via the virtual console or in these classic consoles, that these emulators are, own property of Nintendo, that they're doing their own thing. But with these classic consoles coming out, they are now making money on these old ROMs and old games again. And I feel like that maybe there's of course, they don't have a virtual console on the Switch. They're supposed to be doing some retro and classic stuff. There is some stuff. There's Mario Brothers. There's stuff like that on there. But will they start releasing more old content on the Switch? That is possible. And one reason why, like, they probably know they're not going to be able to take down every single ROM site, every single place where you can go and get ROMs, thousands of them, by the truckloads. But if they take out some of these heavy hitters, maybe they can put the fear into some of these websites to maybe not be so open and try to make money off of this, because that is the one thing that I think. Does Nintendo want to have to pay their legal fees to go after these people who don't have that kind of money for the damages that they're seeking? Of course not. But they are willing to pay them to get the ball rolling to do this, because obviously Nintendo's not hurting for money. Switch is doing great. Mike, are you about done in there? I was going to say, I'm starting to run out of breath.
Sorry.
I really hope this gets picked up on. Talk again.
It probably won't.
It's probably going to be. It was very, very slight on the EQ, but that's my mindset on the matter. It's just I really feel like that we could be, and people have hacked the damn classic consoles, NES and SNES classics, to put ROMs on, and that's right there. That is key to note, that you can put your own ROMs on there and play them on there, and it'll play great, play fine. It's an emulator. It's what it is. You're paying $80 for the SNES Classic, and it's an emulator with 21 games on it. Meanwhile, you can hook it up to your computer if you know how, and you can add more games to it. They got to be Super Nintendo games, but I mean, you have a whole library to choose from. I personally am trying to set up something with my Fire Stick to be able to play some of my games that I have in my collection on my HD TV in the living room. And I just bought. Check this out, Mike. All right, so I bought that.
Check this out, Brando.
I got that damn thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what this thing is, I'll show you a picture of it. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a little right angle thing. It plugs into the micro USB. You plug a stick into it, and you can put power in. Do you see how you can plug it in, plug
bypass.
it in? Yeah. All right, so I ordered that yesterday. $5 for two of them, right? That is not too shabby.
That's not bad at all.
Okay, it was free shipping, but not Prime.
Right.
It says estimated shipping date, or it has already shipped. Delivery date estimated August 14th to September 5th.
Holy crap.
I know. This is coming from like Titan from up there in Jupiter.
All right.
I mean, dude, this is coming a long way to get to me.
So, about the ROM deal, since I was not.
Thank you for rejoining the conversation. It was difficult to have that by myself, but it was also very good because I was able to hopefully vocalize how I feel about it, because I am a supporter of ROMs. I am. As long as your majority margin of profit has been outlasted. And I'm going to put a slash there because I have an addendum to that. Go ahead, but you carry on.
So my theory is that Nintendo is about ready to release something along the lines of a new virtual console. Now, hear me out. I know that they've pretty much done away with those. I believe that they have found something that they can throw on the Switch that says, hey, this will now emulate SNES, NES, 64, GameCube. I'd probably stop at GameCube because once you start getting higher than that, the game files get so large. As we all know, you cannot use them with the limited amount of space.
So, I have an idea too.
Well, I'm not done with my idea.
Go, carry on.
That they're going to want you to buy theirs. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're cracking down on these ROM sites, because they want to force them down so that you have nowhere else to go.
Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead.
So my idea ties into our next topic. I got to sit up. I am literally sitting in this chair like at a point where I'm like starting to slide out of it.
That's why I always get my footrest so I can kick back, relax.
Relaxed?
Relaxed.
All right, so I personally feel, okay, so what did they just do in Japan? Do you remember? With the Switch. They just did something really big over there, and it was basically not just Nintendo, but another company dipping their toe in the water on the Switch to play a game that is not possible to be played on that system.
I did not hear this.
Resident Evil 7 was on the Switch in Japan.
Oh, really?
Digital only. Streamed.
You think they're going to stream box?
I think Nintendo may, at some point, be looking at doing a Nintendo streaming service.
Well, I'd buy that for $1.
Because all your emulation is done on their end.
Yeah, they control it.
NES, SNES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, Wii.
How much do you think that would
Wii
cost? It's a Nintendo, so shoot high. Just saying.
I mean, their online service is only $20.
But here's the thing. Here's what I think is going to happen. You're going to have the online service.
$12.99.
You think $12.99?
$12.99, and you don't have to have the online service to do it.
You think $12.99 for Nintendo Stream?
Because
what are you on?
Because hold on, okay? Because you're looking at a competitive market. You're looking at PlayStation's being $20 a month. You're looking at Xbox Game Pass being $9.99 a month. At $12.99 a month for $13, you get access to a plethora of Nintendo titles, but they probably won't do day one new releases.
Here's what I think would happen with this, to interject before you go on. It will be $40 because
a month.
Yes. Hear me out.
Oh, I think it's too high.
$30 to $40 at least, because it's Nintendo.
I think that's too high.
I think it's too high too, but they're gonna go, look, we are the reason you are here today. You would not be here without me. Look at the game. We have some of the most iconic games that's ever been made, ever. We have games that are just, people cannot. Super Mario Brothers 3. Phenomenal game. There is probably not anyone in our generation that has not played that game. That is huge. To say, hey, you get to stream this whenever you want. You get Super Mario World. You get all of those titles that you can stream. They have over, on the NES, there's like over 1,000.
But they wouldn't have rights to them all because
they'd have rights to most of them. But here's my thing:
but because you're looking at Konami, Capcom, Squaresoft.
They're gonna jump in because Square hasn't really talked about.
They will jump in, but you're looking at like way too many games for them to do that with.
That's the whole point
for the NES.
Because if they get Square, Capcom, Konami, all those people, those people are going to be like, well, we want to cut out the profits. And it's just going to...
I think $40 is way too high.
I think $20 is too high. But...
Conservatively, I could
see $15 to $20 because it's Nintendo, and I would be happy with paying that.
I think $12.99
is a good price.
I think it's a good price, and I'm not arguing
well, because
all right, okay. So I can see them looking at that number because it's less than their $20 a year for their online service. Okay, and you don't even need the online service to stream. You don't need it for PS Now. You don't need it for Xbox. So it's a completely different subscription service that you are subscribing to.
Right.
The only thing is that if you want to play online, then you would need something. But for this situation, I wouldn't do that. But for $12.99, you get access to all those with the motion controls. You can throw the Wii in there. Wii U's a little bit more difficult with the dual screen.
Right.
But they have on the Wii U, they were already emulating DS on there, and putting both screens on the same screen. So I would throw that on there too. DS is on there. You can play your DS games on your Switch. Wii U is difficult, very difficult to.
It is.
And with a lot of the games already being on the Switch, having come over, may not even worry about the Wii U. Don't even. Man, that's a bad memory. No, you don't even bring that up.
Yeah, we only
However,
sold 12
with
million.
the Joy-Cons, you have your motion controls for the Wii games.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So Wii, you could put a lot of your big Nintendo titles from the Wii on there. There's a lot of crap games on the Wii. You don't worry about those.
Right.
You worry about the ones that matter. You worry about your Super Marios, your Super Paper Mario, your Metroids, your Zeldas,
Smash.
Smash, and shit like that. Mario Kart Wii. You put the games out there that people are definitely going to want to play. But of course, if you're going to do Wii emulation, Wii Sports.
Oh yeah, that's got to be one.
Absolutely. The reason why I said that I think that may be down the pipeline for them, and maybe that's a way for them. And see, because if they do a subscription service and they have all their games and all their ROMs and everything on their thing, and you are paying them a subscription amount per month to get access to those games, then those games are constantly being made a profit.
Right.
So that's what I'm getting at as far as making money wise.
There's going to be something along those lines. Either they're gonna put out. I mean that makes sense. Everybody's starting to do streaming, so I know Nintendo's not one to go with the flow. They usually go against the current, and this time around, it's done well. I mean, the Switch has sold well.
Yeah.
But do you really lock into everyone else is getting streaming services? Do you do that yourself? I think right now they don't need to focus on that. I mean, maybe have a separate team that's doing it nice and slow, but focus on this Switch.
You definitely you make them exist as one,
right?
Because one thing with the streaming service that you're going to get some new Switch games, but primarily it's going to be focused on the kind of virtual console type shit.
Yes.
So that's the way that I would market it to the legacy of Nintendo. You could even call it Nintendo Legacy something.
But my thing is that Nintendo is known to do something along these lines and make it well overpriced.
Sure, but I
like the Nintendo and SanDisk SSD or the SD cards, the teeny tiny ones that were selling for a ridiculous amount of money, and I just bought a 200 gig one for $43 retail.
Sure,
for what I got it for. So, which I have to transfer all that stuff over.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Actually, I just picked up something on my phone that told me it's fast. It's easy. Just copy.
Is it fast?
Yeah.
Lightning fast. Well,
not lightning fast, but it's fast.
Well, the last story that we have here today concerns Xbox. Xbox rumors and innuendo. The report is that the company isn't working on a new console. They're working on two. The report,
which falls exactly in line with what we've been saying.
The report suggests that 2 pieces of gaming hardware are in the works. One is a traditional console that will tie in with the Xbox brand, and although at the moment it's going under the code name of Scarlet, there are no specs, at all. But it's reportedly deep within the planning phases. As we dig deeper, there's info about another piece of hardware. It's actually a leaner console and one that will work specifically with Microsoft's previously mentioned streaming service, which is currently under the codename Scarlet Cloud. It will reportedly work directly within the service or with the service and not even have a traditional disk drive. Kind of working as a variation, potentially, of what was the PS TV. But obviously more advanced and hopefully with more games.
Here's my thing. It's not a bad idea. It's truly not, because you've got, if you want to put out this new hardware that's $500-$600, okay, we're just going to throw that number out there because that's kind of where they're all leaning 400 plus,
right?
With the new
minimum
generation.
400.
Yeah.
I mean, for these consoles.
So sell this one for 200. All it has in it is what it needs. So you've got your graphics card, obviously your processor. And there's a thing with the streaming service, you don't need a big hard drive. You could get away with a 250 or
even less
because
32 gigabytes.
I would kind of do saves. You need enough for save files.
Saves are on the cloud too.
That's true.
When I was doing the PS Now thing, and played some of that, all my game saves are on the cloud. Like I don't save on my console at all.
Huh.
Yeah, and then when I go access the game, it brought it up. It brings up the little menu like, oh, hey, you played this game, and right next to it is the little PS Now symbol to let you know that's. It just boots the game right up from your home screen, and then you're ready to go. It loads your.
You wouldn't even need hardly any.
No, but I would put like 32 because 32 is dirt cheap, and you would have enough to store apps.
Yeah,
like your Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and.
I mean,
Twitch
that
and stuff
to
like
me that's a good move, because right now I have 2 PS4 Pros, one downstairs, one upstairs. One of them is specifically for gaming for me, and the other one's downstairs for the other stuff, Netflix, stuff like that. But the reason why we bought the Pro is because we got the
VR.
The VR, and it works much better with the VR. And we are finding out quickly that we really don't like it.
The VR?
It's just not... It's not smooth enough yet. It's still like Skyrim is very pixelated, and it's not. For me, I have a problem with my eyes from the beginning. I was hoping that I would be able to overcome this with more time. Get used to it. It's just not working out, and she plays her Fallout and Skyrim on it. So. Outside of that, I have 2 of them. I really don't need the second one.
Man, okay, so, I was showing her Fallout New Year's Eve 2015.
Yep.
Showing her stuff. And she really didn't want to play it. And now, after watching you play it, after I told you to play it.
Yeah. So she sat and watched me beat the entire game. Every time what are you doing? Well, I want to play Fallout. Well, I want to watch you. Okay. So I played through when I went as a doing the railroad. Last time I completed the whole game, I went on the railroad side.
Yeah.
And she sat and watched the whole thing, and she was like, I kind of want to play it. And I was like, here you go. No, I want to start my own. She was hinting at me buying her another one.
Yeah.
So then she turned around and she kind of pulled me off the side. She goes, I got a confession. I really want to play this. I said, I thought you hate shooters. She goes, well, I really like the environment of Fallout. Like she's into, dark, dreary things. Well, what's Fallout?
Right.
Apocalypse.
So does she play with the guns and everything? And
she does.
She's getting a little bit more into it?
Yeah, she's not a very good shot.
Yeah, well.
But I told her to use VATS. So I've told her how to build her character to be primarily VATS, and she does well. I mean, she goes through it, and She does a good job.
That's good.
It's just not like me. Like I always forget I have VATS until it's like I need VATS to think for a minute. So I'll hit VATS and then I'll, pick my targets and then I'm like, okay, where am I going? What am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, it's
going to be interesting to see if Sony follows suit with this.
I believe that they already have been. It's just, I mean,
the end is nigh.
Yeah.
For physical copy games, man.
It is. I just hope it doesn't. So, I believe that we're going to hit a third stage in this. So, we're going to get rid of the disk drives, and then we're going to get rid of digital.
It's going to go all stream.
It's going to go all stream.
I'm not surprised. But then the problem is, do you have 3 major streaming services? Or do you have 5 or 7?
It's going to be 5 or 7. And when that happens, you can almost guarantee. So if Xbox is like, hey, we are no longer putting out digital games. You have to stream them from here on out. Let's just say this happens, in a parallel universe. They up the price of it. Because nobody's going to be spending that $50, $60 to buy a new game.
Yeah.
So they would up the price of it. Now, I personally wouldn't see it going to streaming because they make a lot of their profit off of the purchase of the game.
Sure, absolutely.
So the streaming services, not everybody's going to have it.
But that's why the other big publishers, Bethesda, Square, Ubisoft, EA,
yep,
are going to all have their own streaming services because it won't be viable for them to be giving all their stuff to PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo.
I don't really foresee Bethesda making their own. They don't really have a large library to be able to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they'll keep piggybacking mainly with Xbox.
Makes sense.
Because, they're pretty tight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I did read something else. One last thing. I'm not really going to bring up the article. I'm not going to look for it. It was somebody former from BioWare talking about how much Anthem is sequential to, BioWare, right? It's like, first off, he said that EA did not pressure BioWare into making Anthem. Now, this is BioWare. This is something that they wanted to do.
Right.
And, of course, EA is on board, right?
Well, yeah, it's
with the kind of game it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's right up their alley.
And also,
because single RPGs are dead.
He is saying that Anthem will not dictate the future of BioWare's games.
Thank God.
It will not dictate it. It will, if it does well, it will dictate, how many more styles of this game they make, more anthems or whatever, right?
Right.
But he also said that if it doesn't do well, that EA is not going to shelve BioWare because they deem BioWare as being too vital to their business.
But I thought single player RPGs were dead.
Well, I mean, they just released not BioWare, but a really big one just got released on the Switch like a couple weeks ago. It's doing really well.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler is doing really well.
They can't put out freaking Square can't put out enough copies.
I know.
They're just. I love the game. I mean, I'm 10 hours deep in it. Well, 11 hours deep. I'm sorry. I just picked up all the characters. I have all the characters, and I'm about average. Well, not really average, but I'm floating around
Level 20.
Well, my first character is 21, but my other characters are
high teens, except for your newest one.
Yeah, my newest one, Primrose, is like 8, which that's not a big deal, but I'm just now getting ready to do chapter 2 of my main girl's quest because it's recommended level 27.
Right.
So I have to grind and grind and grind. I can choose other ones, but almost everybody's in the 22, 21 range. Like I might get to 22 and go, okay, well, I'll go do, the cleric. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. But it's a fun game. It brings back that old RPG style, the JRPG style. One thing I do want to comment on is that the water looks magnificent. It looks a hell of a lot better than the land. I really like the lighting in it. Like the water, when it moves, the lighting moves with the water. It looks really good. But I don't know. It hasn't, like, the story hasn't hit me hard yet. But it's fun. And that's what matters.
All right, so back to the Xbox thing really quick, because I thought the article was over, and it wasn't.
Well,
the report indicates that one piece of info that stands out. The cloud console will have a limited amount of compute locally for specific tasks like controller input, image processing, and importantly, collision detection. The downside of this is that since more hardware is needed locally, it'll raise the price of the streaming box, but it will cost significantly less than what we are accustomed to paying for a new generation console, which would help expand the platform's reach. It continues, the benefit here is that Microsoft's cloud platform reaches around the globe with data centers in every major market. This makes streaming the game's platform available globally, but also likely means that it can run on any kind of device. Of course, Microsoft will love you to buy their hardware, but the company's end goal is that you'll be able to access Xbox from any device, anywhere.
At any time.
Yes.
Which is, it's great. It really is great.
Microphone.
But they make a lot of their money. Well, they don't really make, I guess, anymore. They don't make as much money as they used to off the consoles. Like the PS4 was only making like $50.
Well, and check this out. Like for last generation, PS4, Xbox 360, neither company ever made a profit.
Right.
They had too many problems. Red Ring of Death put them $1 billion in the hole.
Yep.
PlayStation, we're losing money they're losing hundreds every single time they sold a PS4. They were selling you a PS4 for $500, $600 when it cost them $800 to make it.
Yep.
And then when they finally dropped the price and were able to get that stuff figured out, then they had their big hack.
Yep.
And that lost them a lot of money. So, man, it is what it is.
It is, yeah. What can you do?
You know what time it is, Mike?
It's go time.
It's go time, bro.
Yeah.
It is time to get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the podcast. I really appreciate it. I know Mike does too. And
yes.
And of course, we are on pretty much every podcast platform that there is available. There might be a few out there we're not on. But search Game Addicts Podcast if this is your very first time finding us somehow and you want to subscribe on your favorite platform. Hopefully we're there. We should be. We're on, of course, run the gamut. We're there. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever that new one is, Stitcher, all that stuff. Tune in. We're on TuneIn now. Of course, we're on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. Search Game Addicts Podcast on YouTube. We're there. Where you're going to get our podcast gameplay and more stuff that we're coming up with, like along the fly. Hopefully, at some point, we're going to be doing some sort of reviews over there. We're going to be doing some more gameplay with the two of us in a room where we're going to be having fun, joking around, having fun. Of course, we're on Twitch at Game Addicts Play, where you can see us live when we go live with gameplay, and soon to be this very podcast. When we do the podcast, we'll stream it live when we do it.
Once we get the monies. Exactly.
And then on social media, we're everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are Game Addicts Play. I have been posting on Instagram pretty regular here. I'm going to be posting another one tonight of my Fave Fives. I posted my first one of the NES the other day. I took pictures of pretty much every single console I own and some of my 5 favorite games I have in my collection, and maybe an extra 6th or 7th or 8th for in some cases. But yeah, I just took some of my favorite games, not my all-time favorites, not maybe what I consider the best, just in my personal collection. I'm very happy to have some of these games. So with that being said, now that we're all done with all that, I think we can go home now. I think we can definitely.
You're going home. I'm already home.
Well, yeah, you are home. But I do need to go home. I need to see my boy real quick, maybe, if I can get home quick enough. Eat some dinner, and then go to sleep.
Yep.
I won't even have time to play Mega Man.
I got to call in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a dentist, an appointment tomorrow that I could not get a day off for.
Yeah. Hey, it's how the cookie crumbles.
I know. I just wanted to use a half day, but life. The life of being on days when everyone has days because they've been here 20, 25, 30 years.
That'll be us soon.
Not soon. 25 more years for me.
Well, what I'm saying, some of those older folks, they're slowly going to be going off to pasture.
I know. But that's the thing is, what that'll hurt is our ability to have AROs and the ability to take more days. Because us, not really newbies, but middle class,
middle class citizens,
of SIA, we only have a week and 5 days. Most of these guys that's been here have like 10 days plus 15 days of. That's a lot of days. And a lot of people. But yeah, anyways.
Until next time, I've been Brando.
And I have been Mike.
This has been the Game Addicts Podcast, guys. Have a good one. Take it easy. Game on. Later.